don't miss in 26. Check out the highlights for New Comic Book Day, January 21st, 2026. Absolute Batman reaches a milestone 10th printing for issue number 1, and the annual tags along with its very own second printing. Green Lantern stars in a DC KO special. Nightwing continues. Marvel brings us the Inglorious X-Force. Psylocke Ninja premieres, and Rogue gets a new ongoing series. Image Comics continues to highlight the rack with assorted Crisis events, Ghost Pepper, and Power Fantasy. While the finale of Everything Dead and Dying drops. American Paper releases. Star Trek's Last Starship moves to number 4. And a demon looks for redemption in Touched by a Demon. Get what you want and more at iwantmorecomics.com.
You knew Rich had to include Touched by a Demon in there just because of the style of that name.
Because the style of the name?
Yeah, Touched by a Demon. It's not Touched by an Angel.
No, it's Touched by a Demon. It is one of the few number ones that are coming out this week. There aren't a ton of new releases this week.
Yeah, it seemed like most of this week is about the ongoing. But welcome one, welcome all. We are here another Tuesday with the new release rack for Half Hour Hype.
Yes, this is going to be all the comics that are available right now on our website and available on the rack in store tomorrow morning when we open up. There's a few ones I think that will go very quickly. And it's kind of funny now that we've started to get a little bit of a base going with this internet, with our website and this show. Right before this show starts, you can just start seeing the transactions just kind of start racking up on our Shopify, which is fantastic. It means that the work is working. I'm very excited to talk about some things I think you will not want to miss. Like I said, there's not a lot of number ones, but we can jump into them. Ignition Press, our spunky little independent publisher, has a new number one by B. Clay Moore called Bloodland. Bloodland is going to be your post-apocalyptic, but instead of zombies, we're going to go with vampires. It has a little bit more of a kind of the fall of the nation style than like the world is ending kind of thing. So I think that this has like vampires are part of it, but really it's about like falling nations and problems with in-house politics. So I think there's a unique storyline as well as a vampire aspect. So a little more Walking Dead than, maybe just straight Zombie Hunter. But number one drops this week.
I do like the Christopher Mitten variant on this one.
Absolutely. Yes. Really, really good.
Style. Can we let the chat wag the direction for you here?
Of course we can. Yes. I'm always happy to.
Nom needs advice.
Oh, well, that fits into the number one edition. So let's talk about in Marvel Comics, we have two femme fatales getting their numero uno, one being Rogue, of course. Rogue has been running the X-Men over on Uncanny, so it's no surprise that she gets her first issue or her first ongoing. Let's see. This one's tough, bud.
Nakayama A is always going to be a solid choice.
That is an easy one. If we're talking about variant, your Scotty Young, I think, has the I think anytime you can get Rogue and Gambit together is good. So Scotty and Kevin Wada have a little bit of an upgrade there. But I think that if I'm picking, I'm going straight with Lyrics. I think that captures a sweet version of Rogue.
I think the Lyrics is really great. I will not go without mentioning the Gear Hero.
Of course not.
That's just got, a fun anime kind of vibe to it.
Yes.
Fits in there pretty well. So all of it definitely lands pretty well. The Di Nicolo 1 in 25's just fun for showing off the character, but
Mm-hmm.
could be pretty good there. And then backing up into your other
Yes.
one here, we're on the page with the variants first for Psylocke Ninja.
And Psylocke Ninja, I think, has an even harder time of trying to find out a really good one, because there's just so many. I mean, Pablo Villalobos, Scotty Young, the Inhook Lee is really soft and almost reminds me of Steven Sajak more than Inhook Lee. But
I like this one with obviously you're dealing with Elektra, who's going to be a part of this story, and it's kind of street verse, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
So, kind of Inhook's getting an extra, a overtime street verse cover into this.
But that said, it's always kind of a throwaway when we all talk about how good Artgerm is. But honestly, the Artgerm cover for Psylocke Ninja, I think, is one of those times where he has taken the extra effort to create a unique experience comparatively to his other iconic imagery.
Yeah,
this one's a lot softer, a lot more I guess like in the vein of Ninja,
Well, I think that thematically a little bit more of an Orient style, especially when you start talking about patterning in the costume that's added in for extra layers there. And again, just right away got, a little bit of Japanese kanji in the background. There's many, many big deals. I also like how there's the additional of the signature down here done Japanese style.
Yes.
For that. So very committed to the theme.
And again, with the A cover, I think that's Chew without looking at it.
That's Chew. That's
like
Chew.
Another not slouch. So like if you just got the A's on Rogue and Psylocke, you'd be fine. But there's just insane artwork. And these are, it's not a secret that these are like the easier Marks 4 variants. Like we know somebody that's just a connoisseur of Psylocke, so he's probably losing his mind.
Actually, I think he chose on final order and put in orders for
all right.
So yeah, I think he was already covered.
All that said, the Daikaran foil is no slouch. I saw it physically, and it really, really looks good. And I potentially like the 1 in 25 Nogi-san because anytime we have ninjas and blood and snow, I'm in. So
nice.
I don't know if I answered that question, Nam, but hopefully I give you some type of guidance.
Well, isn't part of our job here to like just dodge a direct answer and just like
like politics, you're not going to get.
We're not going to take responsibility for your collection.
That's because you'll just take it home and be like, it was your fault. No, it wasn't. No, that was you. Another number one actually links into our crossover event. It's from DC Comics, and it's DCKO Green Lanterns Galactic Slam. If you're a hold slot and you are on DCKO All In, you're already tied to this. If you are hunting for DCKO, this is something you should pick up. If you're wondering which ones you should pick up for DCKO, there's a cool little filter on the side of our shopping list here that you can click, and it will take you to directly just DCKO content.
Crossover is right there. So if you click that, there is your crossover events. One being Titans this week is continuing the story, and then Kyle Rayner has been kind of knocked into a wormhole after a fight on the front lines protecting Earth, and lands into a Intergalactic Wrestling Federation. So right into the wrestling ring, and by God, he's got to figure out how to handle his new scenario. Hopefully this could lead to some chaos in the real world. I think that they're trying to set up for something else down the line, but I'm always here for some cool Kyle Rayner stories, and if you add professional wrestling, I'm in even further. So great pickups there. Has a few really cool variants. The Gilliam March is one of my favorites. Yep. I also like on the Titans the Derek Chew
Yes.
With Grail coming back there. So a blast with that. The character that I think is naturally should be involved in a dark side story.
Absolutely. Not to skip over Marvel Comics other number one, but we do have one of Keith's favorite guys getting featured in a new Inglorious X-Force series written by Tim Seeley and Jordan Bloom.
Yeah, Cable's back, and looks like we've got Boom Boom or Boomer and Archangel, but then also joining this foray there, Helverine.
That is correct. Helverine jumps in. Cable is back, but his memories are missing. There is an assassination plot he needs to stop, and he needs to team up with several of his friends to try to figure this out. I think it's very fun. They're going to probably, as they move along, will unlock some cool dark mysteries from Cable, and it just, I think, really fits in the X-Force world. And with Helverine, I think we're going to have some real fun.
Jason, welcome to the show.
Hello.
I am very much a fan here when it comes to this, to the Clayton Crane, and it's a great representation of Archangel, but also some of those X-Force books when Wolverine, Psylocke, all of them were part of the team.
Yes.
This is fits really well into this. He was doing the art with, like, say, around the time of Necrosha, pieces like that. So it's kind of a little, I always like the little nod to the past type ideas out there, but several different variants available for that one.
From there, we're going to go over to the one that we talked about earlier in Dark Horse Comics. There's going to be a new story called Touched by a Demon. This is going to be kind of a 14 and up story with, I think, funniness to it. It's just about a demon who is trying to change his ways and wants to save human souls so he can get out of hell. He's decided he doesn't like it. And the problem is that because he's a demon, everything he thinks is incorrect. It is written, illustrated, all by the same person, Kristen Gudsnuck, and I think it will be a bestseller for all ages. So
nice.
If you have someone in your life for that, that is the conclusion, I believe, of all the number ones. However, we should talk about a number one that's come back for the 10th time.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. We have reached.
We never talk about Absolute Batman.
I know this might be under the radar. You may not know that there's this comic called Absolute Batman. And if somehow you've missed the mark, I have great news for you. They have gone back to the printing press 10 times to reprint this issue so you can get your hands on it. This is a hallmark secondary printing because we rarely get to 10 printings when it actually is in demand. So this guy comes along with a couple other variants that you can pick up. Really cool artwork. And it is just the launch of one of the biggest comics in the last, let's call it 5 years.
And its companion piece is deep in the storyline there, but is the DWJ story of the Absolute Batman Annual.
That is correct. This is its second printing, and I know that this one, people were aware of it, but it's still sold out incredibly quick. This is the A cover's fine, but the variant on this one is ridiculous. So if I'm a betting man, I would pick that up.
Also, they both have foil versions. If you want to get extra spicy with your.
Now I gotta go look at it because I bet that fire and foil is ridiculous.
Yeah, could be.
Yep. So there's that. From there's only one number one, but I wanted to bring it up because if there's two consistents in the comic book universe, it's that Archie's always early and Dynamite's always late. So Archie has our very first Valentine's Day special. It is his spectacular one shot. He's a little early, always jumping the gun, but it's like clockwork. So there is your first Don't Miss Out. If you're not looking for your Valentine's, that doesn't make it makes sense, but it's early enough that you can buy it and give it to your Valentine.
And you get the horrible candy version there with those.
Oh yeah, it's almost the same tasting.
It instantly evokes the texture and taste, and I really would not vote for that. But
all right, so then I have a few variants I wanted to look at. Another runway variant for X-Men of Apocalypse number 2. This is one where I'm like, pick your favorite because they are all very, very good.
Oh, it's all the way to the last page there.
It sure is.
So A cover starts off here. Simone DeMeo is
Yes.
pretty obvious on that.
Mhm.
The Joe Mad Blink, amazing.
Very, very, very good. Yes.
This sway is just
yeah.
got a perspective on it
that's a fresh new scan of our cover there. They actually moved the name, so it's up in the top corner. When it was on FOC, it was like down at the bottom, and I like the change in this case, where it's up behind her.
Nice. And then in addition to that, Art Adams is classic X-Men every day of the year. So you get Wild Child and Sabretooth on that. The 1 in 25 Dodderman, which shows Rogue and Magneto. Mark Brooks is continuing one of more of his animated styles there, which is really funny to think about, like the Disney animated version of Age of Apocalypse.
Right? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Very, very like that doesn't quite. That's not peanut butter and jelly. So,
right.
One for that.
From there, all of my variants are in Marvel, so we can just hang here for a minute.
Right.
Where you're at, we'll just go right to Witch's Road. Megan Hetrick has been doing like these tarot card covers, and The Lovers I think is phenomenal. So I wanted to highlight that bad boy.
That's pretty sweet.
Yes, very, very good. The coloring on it is ridiculous. Moving over to one I think is kind of under the radar, but I really like the contrast, is Ultimate Black Panther, the Marcos Martin variant. I just really like this theme. It takes me back to Fraction and who am I thinking of? Aja. Thank you very much.
Aja,
yeah, so it takes me back to that kind of feel. It's unique to this issue. I don't know if they're doing this on other covers, but it really drew my eye.
That for you.
Please do.
We just put the orders in for the Marcos Martin that matches this for Spider-Man.
Excellent. Then I think this is,
I believe all these last ones will have a Marcos Martin that matches up like this.
Yeah, and I think they'll all look really, really good in the collection together. So don't miss out on this guy because we didn't know that beforehand, and I think it's a unique cover to have in your collection. I like it a lot. There are. Go ahead.
I ordered up on this one because I know the popularity of Princess Leia.
JTC, the classic.
Yeah. So put that on the radar. I ordered up a little bit, but we could easily get blown out on that. It's funny because he's got several, he's doing Spider-Man 94s also for that there.
Of course. The next one is a Scotty Young from Fantastic Four. We actually have, I think, 4 Scotty Youngs this week.
Okay, let's play the game.
Let's do it. There's a filter here too for that. Let's say you just like Scotty Young. Filter that out.
Scotty Young says 3.
Oh, 3. There you go. We have 3 this week.
But the Malice is
yeah. Malice Scotty Young is great, and I really wanted to highlight it. It's just so cool.
Very nice on that.
Very scary. She's so smiley. It's scary. It's creeping me out. The next one I had was an Amazing Spider-Man. There were 2 of them, and I think they're just trying to fight to see who could do better. And it's Gabriel Dell'Otto versus Lee Bermejo.
Okay, we'll go Dell'Otto first. Stylish,
absolutely gorgeous, painted, brilliant. The light on it is stupid. It totally captures your eye. You don't want to look away from it.
Really good there. And then the Bermejos, which have been going on.
Yeah, the Bermejos have been going on, but this one has absolute action shot, which is not typically Bermejo. He usually does what Delato did in his cover, but here we have a full-blown action sequence, Juggernaut in the table, chaos reigning, and still just insane anatomy art going on here. 10 out of 10. I just don't know. I don't know which one's better.
That's tough. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
But I think down the line it's going to be very special. I think Bermejo ekes it out just because it's so unique comparatively to his work.
Yeah, I'd love to see all the debates. Like the lighting sources on Delato are.
This is why I created. We are moving into Discord is so I can have these arguments with people.
You just want to fight for it. Yeah.
I just want to talk about those crazy covers. All right. Moving over to Image Comics. I just wanted to highlight one of the things that sells out typically very fast. Exquisite Corpse comes out with issue number 9 this week. And because that's coming out, that means that there's another Michael Walsh polybag with a card. And those are ones that people seek out. They're the first ones that get sold out on our rack when it comes to Exquisite Corpses. So don't miss out. Pick them up while we got them.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, the final thing I have is a couple trade paperbacks I wanted to highlight. One comes from Dynamite Entertainment. It is Elvira in Horrorland. This is Elvira meets all of the legends of the silver screen in horror. I really like the cover. I think that the premise is great. It is collecting the Elvira in Horrorland 1 through 5, and it's got the complete cover gallery for $20. Not a bad pickup.
Nope.
After that, we're back into DC Comics with just one of my all-time favorites, but Grant Morrison and the Invisibles compendium drops this week for $59.99. Incredible work from Phil Jimenez, Sean Phillips, Brian Bolin on covers. Very, very controversial, very polarizing style of storytelling. I just love it. That's what Morrison's here for, is Invisibles. So don't miss out on that.
Nice.
And then Marvel Comics has the first trade of Vision and the Scarlet Witch from that combination of the most recent collection of the Vision and Scarlet Witch from 2025. I know a lot of people were missing out on issue 1, wanted to wait for the trade. Well, it is here now for $17.99. Don't miss out on that.
Good catch up there.
Outside of that, I was going to bring up the variant section for sweater weather. DC has a couple comics that are featuring their superheroes in the cold, wearing what should be sweater weather, but typically they are not in sweaters. They are quite the opposite.
I'm so confused.
I am confused as well, but some sweater weather comics to keep you warm in the cold are here. Tula Lute on that Catwoman is great. Travis Moore on the Nightwing I think is excellent. And Elizabeth Torque. I just straight up said that Wonder Woman and those seals would be... I think the seals recognize Wonder Woman as the alpha, and that's not why they're fighting or barking at each other.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, History Channel. Nature.
Yes. There you go. That is what I brought to the table today for our hype.
Plenty of items out there, but like Richie said, a lot of them are kind of midstream right now, so you should get a lot of pieces that you're going to enjoy, that you've been on. But we don't typically spend a lot of time highlighting those because like you're either into it already or you're waiting for the next spot to jump on to evaluate if that's going to be there. But they are available. Please take your time to browse through and place your orders. You can use the website to turn around. We do ship if you like, be able to take care of all this. Or if you just prefer the old ways, The rack opens up 10 a.m. tomorrow morning here at the shop. You can come and browse there and all this. Many of the things will still be available there, but that's why we do encourage people to place the pre-orders for pickup. It's such a guarantee the different ones that you're really looking for are available for you.
There you go.
So thank you, one. Thank you all for tuning in for another night. We'll be back tomorrow night for the normal Wednesday night stream sale, 5:30. Richie and Sean show will be going on, and we will turn around and be talking more comics.
It's New Comic Book Day week. Let's go.
Thank you, one. Thank you all.
Bye, guys.
Don't miss in 26. Check out the highlights for New Comic Book Day January 21st, 2026. Absolute Batman reaches a milestone 10th printing for issue number 1, and the annual tags along with its very own second printing. Green Lantern stars in a DC KO special. Nightwing continues. Marvel brings us the Inglorious X-Force. Psylocke Ninja premieres, and Rogue gets a new ongoing series. Image Comics continues to highlight the rack with Assorted Crisis events, Ghost Pepper, and Power Fantasy. While the finale of Everything Dead and Dying drops. American Paper releases. Star Trek's Last Starship moves to number 4. And a demon looks for redemption in Touched by a Demon. Get what you want and more at IWantMoreComics.com.